A man is born. He's a man of, what is it? He's means.
ASK RNA takes 700.
You should put a stool so you don't have to get up like that.
Huh? What you want a stool? Howdy y'all.
Hi guys.
It's Ryan
And Angela.
from RNA Music. Look at your t-shirt.
I know.
Neither
both have
one of us.
Very plain neutral color t-shirts.
It's time for another episode of Ask RNA.
That's right.
Angela and I are going to answer your questions. So excited. Let's get to the questions.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Welcome back. It's episode number 234.
Ooh.
I wrote it on the paper so I know what episode it is of Ask RNA. Angela and I have a little guitar shop and music lesson studio. Small town, East Texas, where we're at. And yeah, we missed last week.
Yes, we did.
So we actually missed a week of Ask RNA. I was sick last week.
But it was
my birthday.
Yes,
And
that's
then
right.
you got sick.
And then I got sick.
And so we were
He
both...
gave me the sick. I was down with the sickness.
Wasn't my fault. Kind of. Maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
So, I don't know. And then we never did over the weekend have a chance to make it up. But we're back now
We're
with
here.
the next episode of Ask RNA. It is... What day is it?
Today
December
is
22nd. We're
the
creeping up
2nd.
on Christmas. I guess this is going to be the
22.
Christmas
I think we should
edition.
do a special one because we are not Christmassy right now.
What's today? Today is Wednesday. Maybe we'll do a Christmas Eve Ask RNA. How about
Okay,
that?
sure.
This is just the makeup for last week. We'll call it that.
Okay.
And then we'll do. You've got about 24 to 48 hours to get in some questions on this Ask RNA for the next one. We'll get that in hopefully.
Get your fingers.
Get your comment and
ready.
question fingers ready.
Yes.
And we're going to answer y'all's questions. Let's get to today's questions though. Brought to you by our sponsor, Lolly's Loops Crochet. She'd be happy to crochet 500 things for you this week. Maybe. All right, first question. Mr. LD, have you ever been at a crossroads in your life? I'm at one now. Thanks, Leo, aka Mr. LD.
Crossroads, you won't be lonely.
You ever been at a crossroads in your life, Mrs. RNA?
No, I have not. I've never been at a crossroads. I've had choices to make, but not so much where it's like, crossroads in my life. Like, what should I do? Should I, and it'll change like the course of my life. Because that's what I think of crossroads. Where it changes the complete course of your
A
life.
significant decision that could impact the rest of your life.
Well, marrying you was one.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, but
That was kind of a...
it wasn't that I was like, should I marry him or should I not marry him? It wasn't a crossroads. It was just a dilemma.
Oh, you know where you were going.
I knew exactly what I was going to do. So it wasn't like, oh man, I don't think I should marry him because what if blah, blah, blah. I was just like, you know what? If you don't think I should marry him, then forget you. Because I am.
Screw you
They
guys.
were at a crossroads. Should we lose Angela or should we agree with them? That was their crossroads. It had nothing to do with me. So other people were at a crossroads about us getting married, but we were not at a
Oh,
crossroads.
no. We were not.
That's how I see it.
We were in agreement.
But no, I've not personally been like at a crossroads.
Like a significant decision. We have to make a decision.
Maybe whenever, well, no, because even then, once the situation was presented to me, anytime there was like a situation presented, I always know exactly how I'm going to handle it, even if it might cost me certain people.
Relationships.
Yes, relationships. I don't think, I'll just not do this because, it's like, okay, I'm not going to do this because it'll cost me a relationship, or I don't care if it costs me this relationship because this is the right thing to do. So if you are not on board with me, then sayonara. Mm-hmm. I'm always very decisive when it comes to certain things, like when it's like crossroad type things.
Right.
So how would you handle a crossroads?
I don't know.
See, my thing is if it benefits you, your family, your career, your mental health, your physical health, spiritual health, then there really isn't a question to me personally, which you should choose. If it involves people in the situation where you might lose friendships, or it might even cost you your marriage or something like that. If it's still the choice is doing the right thing and it costing, always go doing the right thing. Because to me, being a Christian, God always rewards those who do what's right. It might be ugly in the tearing apart of what's been built, but it always ends up playing out for the best of those who do what's right. So that's what I would do. Financially, it is, should I take this job or quit, or stay at this job that I'm used to? I mean, again, it's kind of like a pros and cons. Is this job that you were presented with going to help you financially, emotionally,
or give you mental peace of mind?
Mental peace of mind, exactly. Then my answer would be then yes, because in the long run, in the long scheme of life of everything, there's nothing completely damaged that you can't be like, you know what, I messed up. That was the wrong choice. I'm going to come back. People who love you will respect your choices. People who are your true friends will be there no matter what choice you make. So that's how I approach everything. If I lose people over choices I make, then you were really never there for me to begin with.
Yep.
That's, I mean, unless I completely just like burned that bridge and just, did stuff. But that means that I made a choice that was not good for me, my mental health, and my well-being.
Yeah, I mean, we've
honestly
had situations a lot where we had to make decisions, but I don't know that I've ever had one where I was like, oh my God, I just don't know what to do, and agonized over it for weeks or whatever. It's always been pretty clear, like, all right, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's kind of more like, man, I don't know how this is going to play out, but this is what's happening. Yeah. I mean, the chips fall where they may, kind of.
Yeah.
But,
was that helpful? I don't know.
I don't know if that was helpful or any. I mean,
well, the question was, have we ever been there?
Yes, we have not. We have been in those situations, but the way we approach those situations, or I believe, I'll speak for myself, the way I approach those situations is I know my heart, and I know that I'm personally not going to choose, like a life of drugs. Should I give them my drugs or should I mend my family? Is these choices that I usually are presented to me, or should I, stop being around these people because I know they're not good for me and I know that they're not helping me go in the right direction in my life that I need to go. So should I walk away from them and follow my path of what will help me mature and grow and succeed? Then yes, the choice to me is mostly clear. What I usually think about is like, okay, how is this going to play out? Or, what am I going to have to do to defend myself or to explain to them? Or, I have to emotionally prepare myself for the ramifications of making that choice. But I'm going to make this choice. It's never should I just stay with these friends and just get, what I'm saying? I say friends because that's been usually a common theme for me personally. But when it came to like starting RNA music, should we start RNA music or should we continue on working with just regular jobs and be miserable for the rest of our life working for bosses that we can't stand? No, the choice was clear. Even though it was going to be hard, even though we were going to eat ramen noodles and oatmeal packets for a long time and Totino's dollar pizzas forever and SpaghettiOs for years at a time.
That sounds great, actually.
Yeah, we haven't had that in a long time. Of course we can live off of that if that means we're going to pursue our dream job, and at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, we're going to be happy. We're going to have less stress because we're going to follow something that we feel is...
Decisions have always been easy.
Yeah.
And whether it's like, well, I'm going to decide to do this thing, it's like now the repercussions are I'm going to make way less money for a period of time, or I'm going to lose this relationship. It doesn't mean there hasn't been ramifications from the decision. But
Well, yeah.
I feel like every time I look back in life, it's like the decision has been pretty easy to make. Like, this is what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
good luck in your crossroads, Mr. LD. Do not make a pact with Satan at the crossroads. Don't do that.
Because there always comes a price.
Probably deep down, you know what you need to do.
Supernatural, that means hellhounds.
Yeah, probably deep down, you know what the choice is. And just know that you're going to make it through it, whatever it is.
Right.
Thank you for the question, Mr. LD.
Yes, you will.
Concise, because I got to edit this thing.
That's a lot.
It is a lot to unpack.
It's not just a black and white answer. You have to be able to really explain. So.
Black or white.
That's me. Okay.
Black and white. Next question, Gary Keller. As someone who is left-handed guitarist and someone who is about to purchase some Schecter guitars, one of the guitars I'm looking at is a Schecter Omen Extreme 6 Floyd Rose, but some people say the Floyd Rose Special on it is junk, so should I have Sweetwater change the tremolo to an original Floyd Rose? I'm also planning on purchasing a couple of Schecters of the Floyd Rose 1000 trim. Should I have that also replaced with the original Floyd Rose trim? Also, what would be a good replacement pickups for the Schecter Omen 6? More comments, but I don't... It was a long comment. So the main question is, should you replace the Floyd Rose with the
You can have Sweetwater do it.
Schecter Omen Extreme? I was like, well, that's a tricky question, man, because like an original Floyd Rose is probably almost as expensive as that whole guitar. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of a weird thing to take, to get the Omen Extreme and then drop an original Floyd into it. I think you'd be better off just saving up some more money and getting a guitar that comes with, a real Floyd Rose. I mean, original one. That's kind of like buying a $1,000 car and putting $3,000 wheels on it. You know what I mean? That's kind of my thought on that. You could always just play it. I mean, test it and see how the Special does. And if you want to swap it out, you could probably swap that with like the 1000. Now the Floyd Rose 1000s, I feel like are significantly better than the Specials. Mm-hmm. And you may or may not need to replace the 1000 right away. If you're going to get a guitar with the 1000 on it, you're probably not going to need to replace it. But to me, that's just a weird thing to buy a guitar in that price point and then drop a real USA Floyd Rose or a German-made Floyd Rose into it. It's like, that's a heck of an upgrade to that guitar. Mm-hmm. In my opinion. So now you could always just try them, and then when they wear out, because depending on how much you abuse it, they will wear out. The difference in the Floyd Roses is in the quality of the metal. The more budget-friendly Floyd Roses, the metal is softer, and so it's going to wear. The knife edges on the trim are going to wear, and it's going to wear out, not be stable. I mean, that's what you get when you opt for the high-end one.
Right.
So, I don't know, but the Omen Extreme is like pretty affordable in the Schecter hierarchy of guitars. It's kind of on the lower level.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe on like a Hellraiser or something, or one of their top end ones, I could see maybe dropping in a USA Floyd, but unless you've got some USA Floyds laying around. But that's not something I would probably do, Gary. You can do whatever you want, whatever it's your money. Do whatever the heck you want to with your money. There's nothing wrong with it. Mm-hmm. But I think you'll find the guitars with the Floyd Rose 1000, you may not have to upgrade very soon. But the guitars with the 1000 are going to be a little higher end. That's just my thoughts on that. You guys, tell us what you think. I just think if you have a more budget-friendly guitar, spending a lot of money on that kind of upgrade is like, that's a lot, in my opinion. Concise. There you. Thank you for the question, Gary. I appreciate it. Any of you guys who have Floyds and your experiences, I don't even own a guitar with a Floyd.
Yeah.
Personally, at this point in my life, I've restrung and set up many guitars with Floyds, but I don't personally own one. So take that with a grain of salt. You guys and girls out there who have Floyd Rose equipped guitars, please share your experience down below with Gary. Let him have your thoughts as someone who plays and abuses a Floyd all the time. Tell me what you think about my answer and what you suggest for Gary as well. Thank you for the question, Gary. Next question, Jack the Rabbit. Question for both of you for next week. What was the first record/album you bought without your parents or friends having had any influence on your choice? If that doesn't apply, what was the first album you bought with your own money or a gift card to a record store? My first was Faith No More, and the album was Real Thing. I think I was 12, and it was on my birthday. Oh, peace. Yeah! Great question, Jack.
Yeah.
First album you bought without the influence of friends or family?
The Aladdin soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a cassette tape.
Was it?
Yeah.
But the first one
Cassette.
you bought with your own money?
Yes. Babysitting money.
Babysitting money.
Went to Walmart, and it was on a display at our old Walmart, not a Supercenter.
Yeah, pre-Supercenter days.
Pre-Supercenter days. And yeah, it was on an end cap in... They always had like a Disney display every time Disney's movies would come out, which was pretty frequent at that time because we had Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and all that stuff was coming out really fast. And yeah, Aladdin came out, and she was one of the first brown Disney princesses.
Brown princess.
And so
that's what's up.
I was really excited about that. She, looked like me, in my mind. I wasn't thinking part of the country and all that kind of stuff. I just thought long jet black hair, and
she wasn't pasty white.
Yeah, exactly. So I had like $20 or something, and it was like $12.95 or something for the cassette. And I opened it up because the lyrics were on the inside.
I remember that.
And sat and memorized the whole entire soundtrack in like 2 days.
Sing a song. No, don't. We'll get demonetized.
No, we will definitely get demonetized with Disney. So yeah, that was my first one. Yeah.
This is hard because it's been a while.
Yeah.
Jack, it's been many, many years. So I can give you a couple that I don't know which one was first. I feel like there's either Beastie Boys, Licensed to Ill,
yeah,
on
I can
tape,
see that.
or Cool Mo D tape, because I was into rap in junior high. I liked rap, and So I would remember having those cassette tapes. I remember like in 7th or 8th grade, like getting off the school bus and walking down the dirt road to our ranch house, past the pasture, and sitting down. And I would immediately sit down with the stereo, put the tape in, and put on my big headphones. Yeah. Still remember those. And I would listen
I had a Walkman.
I would listen to, while I was doing my math homework, I would do my homework immediately. I was listening to the entire License to Ill. No sleep till Brooklyn. And I'm doing math. Yeah. So I always
That's
listen
where
to
Aiden gets it from.
What?
Aiden listens to music while he does his schoolwork.
Oh. There you go. You can listen to music and do math at the same time. Yeah. I can't listen to music and memorize certain things, but music helps me with math. But other language stuff, I'm trying to read and memorize.
Yeah, he does it when he does his algebra.
Yeah, I mean, music and math works together, so music is math.
Yeah.
So it was that. It could have been Def Leppard, Hysteria. Because I had one summer right around that same time. I listened to that tape the whole time.
That would definitely be without your parents' influence.
It wasn't my parents, not at all. I did spend... I spent a week with my cousin in New Braunfels, and we built models all week long and listened to that tape all week long. But I feel like I had that tape before I went down there. So it could have been Def Leppard that I bought with my own money. I definitely do remember buying Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah.
Parental advisory. Somehow I bought a tape of that. Yes.
But what was the first? It's talking about the first, not all of them.
I don't know. The first one I thought of was Appetite for Destruction, but I was like, that's not right, because I had Hysteria before that, and I had Beastie Boys before that. So
yeah, so it's between those two.
It's between Beastie Boys, Cool Mo D, and Def Leppard. I
didn't own any music. All the music I have ever owned was pushing record whenever your song came on. That's the only music was burned cassettes from the radio. When Kiss FM and Kid Craddock would come on.
DJs talking over the intro like, shut up.
And late at night, whenever Casey Kasem would do the countdown and stuff, that was my only music. So whenever I actually got to buy my own, I know exactly which one.
Yeah.
And that was Aladdin. So
great question, Jack. You guys and girls, tell us below, what was your first record or album that you bought with your own money that was your idea. Tell us down below.
Yeah.
Great question. Next question. Grungy Goth. Hashtag RNA. Hashtag KTMA. Hashtag Dimebag Durrell. My wife loves Miranda.
Yay!
I hate the BBC as they are very left wing.
That's
We
true.
just don't get much brands of root beer, etc. America gets way more product choices. So whenever Brits go to the state, we eat too much. Clapton for the win. My favorite UK bands are Paradise Lost, Keane, Killing Joke, and The Cult. All of them still play. New question. Do you fight the power? I didn't know BBC was left wing.
Yes.
Are they?
Yes.
Is there a right wing?
I don't know what
Is there
it
a
is.
Fox News in England?
I'm sure there is. But
Is there a Freedom Broadcasting Network in Englandshire?
Freedom Broadcast? Yeah, I don't know. I have no
The
idea.
FBN?
But from what I do understand about British news, yeah, BBC.
I don't know very much about...
left-leaning.
I don't know a lot about British politics,
Yeah.
personally. I know there's the Tories and somebody else. I don't know. I guess
we don't know.
I guess they have essentially
really
probably
know
two
much.
parties. Like, we have Republicans and Democrats in
Don't
America,
know
which is
much.
the big two. That's the
Yeah.
Gibson and Fender fighting out for
Right.
control and power. And then there's a PRS, which is, I
Yeah.
guess, the
Independence.
Independents, Ron Paul or
Then the
whoever.
Green Party. And,
Yeah, there are other parties, but there's really only two that count
right.
when it comes to
Or
politics.
that have the loudest voice. Just put it that way.
Yeah.
They all count.
No, they don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
The people are
yeah.
who count. It's not has nothing to do with parties. The people are who count.
yeah.
Or what count.
They don't care about us. It's not about the people.
Okay, do we fight the power?
Good question.
In our own little way. I would like to fight the power more.
Do we stick it to Demon?
Yosis?
Stick it to Demonios?
Probably not.
Angela can fight the power because she's brown. I cannot because I am the power. I am the man. Big old cracker.
Whatever.
Big old cracker man. That's me.
You know, in our own way, I think we do it more by our actions and how we treat people than anything. You know, our own convictions, because so many people have none. Treat people the way they think they should be treated instead of, the way they personally think they should be treated instead of how that person should be treated by the content of their character. So I think in that way, yes, we are basically fighting the power because it doesn't seem like anybody's doing that.
We are Texans.
We are Texans.
And it feels like Texas is definitely fighting the power these days.
And a lot of Texas is fighting the power. There are many parts of Texas that are giving into the power. But unfortunately, yeah, I think we do in our own little way. But we should still shop at Walmart. So that's like the biggest power in the world right now besides Disney.
We support Walmart by buying groceries there.
Yeah.
They are the power.
So
It's hard to...
I would like to grow our own food and just wear the same clothes for the rest
we're
of
not
our
about to go
lives.
live off grid. You know.
That would be lovely.
But I believe in freedom.
I do.
I believe in freedom.
Every single person.
For everyone.
It's an inalienable right.
No matter where you're from or what country you live in, you should be free to make decisions for yourself and your health and safety. Screw the government. All right, and now there you go. Thank you for the question, Grungy Goth. That was an interesting question. I don't think anybody's ever asked us if we fought the power.
Yeah.
I fought the power.
And the power won.
And the power won. Generally, the power is going to win. Let me just say that. If you go to war with your own government,
God's going to win.
You're probably going to have a tough time. Maybe. Unless you're America, and then you do go to war with your government, and then you win, and you become your own country. Whatever. I don't know. It's time for comment of the day.
Yes.
Oh, I got to play softer. Crap. Sorry. Comment of the day time, where we're going to read a comment from last week's video, and on the spot, make up a song. Make up some music on the spot. And Angela's going to sing a lyric. She's going to sing, I'm going to play, we're going to play a song right now for you guys, written from a comment. I think I have an idea. All right, here we go. Comment of the day time. You ready? You ready?
Sure.
It's from Sinner's Dwarf.
Hello.
Yeah. play soft.
Sinner's Dwarf. It's called Bias Broadcasting Channel for a reason. I don't watch it either. I don't watch it either. Will they hear me?
I don't know. Does he sing loud enough?
I don't know.
Sinner's Dwarf, also in the Englandshire. He probably knows Grungy Goth.
Yeah, they're probably neighbors.
They probably live on the same street. I think that was a comment to his comment about like he does. It's called Biased Broadcasting Channel for a reason. I don't watch it either. So people in England don't watch the BBC.
Yeah.
I learn something new every day.
Well, I'm sure there are people, obviously, who watch the BBC.
Well,
just like there's people in America that
watch
obviously
CNN.
watch CNN. And that's very
The Communist News Network.
left-leaning, where it's just almost asinine to listen to. All news really is that way here lately. So
All mega media companies
it's ridiculous.
have a bias of some kind.
Yes.
For shizzle.
That's why it's important to think for yourself.
Imagine that. All right. Thank you, Sinner's Dwarf. Comment of the day. Concise. Next question. Fat philosopher. Hey. Angela is looking younger every day. Does she have a secret? Will she reveal it?
Ah.
I can tell you what the secret is. I know what it is.
The blood of my enemies.
She's a vampire.
Next question.
I am her thrall.
She
She hypnotized me with her vampire hypnotism. And has kept me for 25 years now.
I think, you know what's so funny? Someone asked me this like last week or something. I posted a picture and they were like, how do you look the same? Oh, it was my picture of when I was 16.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I took a picture next to myself from when I was 16. It was my 11th grade year. Before I turned right before I turned 17. So basically I was 17. And I posted and they were like, how do you only look like just a couple years older than that picture?
You look 20.
and I was like, well, probably because, going back to LD's question, that I don't stress about choices in my life. So I don't have a lot of just weathered
Stress lines. Stress fractures.
And I don't drink. I mean,
no drinkies.
Drinks here and there, very scattered, very, very scattered throughout, maybe twice a year.
A glass of wine once a year is drinking.
Yeah. So
a bottle of wine
I'm
every
not
night is
opposed
drinking.
to it. Yeah. So, and I don't smoke. I don't do drugs, and I don't stress. So.
And you do yoga.
I don't do yoga.
And you're brown.
And I'm brown. No.
Yes.
But for a lot of it is that basically, I think, unfortunately, for these ladies,
happy wife, happy life.
That's true. I saw a video, these
on TikTok?
TikTokers. We're not posting the picture because we're not woman shaming. But these two ladies were like, where are my 70s babies? We see all these 90s and 80s babies around. Where are my 70s babies? And underneath their caption said, born in 77. And the girl responding to it said, born in 78. And they looked as old as my mom.
Man, they look rough.
And I was like, do I look like that? Then, of course, Ryan and my sister were like, no.
No, babe.
But it was just, because sometimes you don't really think about how you actually look. And there's just like kind of, the self-deception about how you actually see yourself.
How you see yourself and how you actually appear in real life.
Are two different things because our brain can play tricks on us. But yeah, that my sister said, though, they lived a very, very hard life. And then we actually examined the photos of the women. They both had drinks in their hand. One didn't have teeth, and the other one, it just obviously looked like she was a smoker. And then I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense, because neither does any of my sisters, really. Yeah, neither do any of my sisters. We don't smoke or drink or anything like that. So, but I account it to very happy life, and less stress. No stress. There you
And black don't crack.
go. But I'm not black.
You are half black.
I consider myself African American, but not even African American. American. Black girl, whatever. But it's, it's genetics and
blood of your enemies.
And the blood of my enemies.
I think it's because you're brown. And we were talking about that because we have there's a high Hispanic population in Texas, obviously, and it's like and you brought that up. You're like, most Latinas age pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Generally,
unless they drink or smoke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or drink
and I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time outside too, so it's not even like that.
But you don't have like a beauty mask routine where it's like cucumbers and muds every night. And
I rarely wash my face.
Do you think people who wear a lot of makeup, like young girls who are always like caked on makeup, that after a certain couple of decades, the makeup really?
Mm-hmm. And I don't wear a lot of makeup at all. I wear some concealer around my eyes, but only because I was burned as a young child, so I do have uneven skin tones on my face, and which is an insecurity for me. So I do wear some little makeup, mascara, and I'll put on red lipstick every once in a while and some blush, but I don't put like the whole cake on my face. Yeah. I've never worn
cake face.
Just complete foundation. That's what they call it, foundation on my face. I don't like that. Especially over my freckles, because it just looks unnatural. I just don't look. I look like something.
Suppressed
yeah,
freckles.
It just looks really bad. Anyways, yeah, and I think the freckles help me look like very childlike.
Probably.
So people assume that I'm a whole lot younger because most adult women, you don't associate freckles with young women.
But you even get that from ladies.
Old women.
Other women are like, because you'll say something about like, oh, this is my son who's 21, and they're like, what?
Yeah, when he was 14, one of the ladies were like, is that Angela's husband over there? And they're like, no, it's her son. Like, he didn't look that old at 14. I guess I looked that young. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, you foxy. He
was 14.
You foxy.
7 years ago.
Yeah, I'll share videos on Facebook or pictures on Facebook sometimes. It's like, there's a picture of us at our engagement picture, and there's a picture of us now. And they're like, yeah, you look a little bit older, Ryan, but she looks the same. How is that possible?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't know. I don't notice it, honestly, like at all. I don't even notice it because I guess I don't care. But I get a kick out of it when people talk about it. It's funny to me.
Yeah. It's a thing because more than one person mentions it from time to time. Like,
yeah.
Who are you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, thank you for the question, Fat Philosopher. I hope that helps in your journey
tickled you
for youth,
a little bit.
Youthful appearance.
Yes.
Eliminate the booze, cigarettes, stress. That helps. So, next and final question, Brian Strasser. Delete all the toxin for sure. That's what we're talking about.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, we're talking about deleting people. All right.
Yeah.
It says, what are your favorite 80s one-hit wonders? I really liked Little Caesar and Tora Tora myself. I love Clapton. Mm-hmm. Let Freedom Ring. # Dimebag Girl. Yeah! Favorite 80s one-hit wonders?
Ooh, 80s.
Squeaky chair.
80s one hits. Was Don't Worry, Be Happy 80s? I think it was.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was. It might have been late 80s, but it was
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters?
That's a one-hit wonder.
Is it?
I don't think he had other mega hits.
I think he had like an album that's why he was given Ghostbusters, but no one really remembers the album because Ghostbusters like overshadowed it.
Paid his bills for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Do I know any one-hit wonders from the 80s?
Yeah. I remember it was so funny. We were watching a Western, I can't remember what it was, some kind of Christmas show at my parents' house the other day. And one of the girls popped up on the screen. And man, I was like, remember that girl? And I can't remember who she is. But she's a Wilson. Like, what's his name from Beach
Wilson.
Boys.
Yeah.
What, like they're one of their kids or whatever. Anyways, but the sons, Wilson and Wilson, the twins. Remember
Wilson
that?
and Phillips?
No, that wasn't Phillips. It was different.
Phillips, Craig, and Dean?
Yes. But Wilson and Wilson. Do you remember Wilson and Wilson?
No.
They were like these twin guys, and their sister was an actress in like 80s. She was like always here and there or whatever. And but anyways, they were, and I completely forgot about those guys, but everybody loved them. They had this long blonde hair. They looked like the Merovingians assassins off of
Nelson. It was Nelson.
Nelson and Nelson. That's what it was. Nelson Wilson. Wilson, the boy.
You're
brother.
Nelson. I was like, I don't know who's Wilson.
I don't know. Nelson and Nelson.
Nelson.
Anyways, so the Nelson twins. So we were watching then. I was
Makes
like,
more sense.
oh my gosh, I could not believe I completely forgot it. Like gone out of my brain. Like
doesn't exist.
Gone out of my brain until that song came on. I still can't tell you what it was. But I was sitting there playing it while we were making cookies the other day. I was like, oh my gosh. This brings back so many crush memories of just listening to this, one of the songs that I recorded on a mixtape that, sorry, got their names wrong. See, that's how
unforgettable they are.
Wilson?
Is that Wilson?
Yeah, I think it's because it was like, Wilson Phillips.
What's that band? Metal Chalica?
George Groban.
Machikaka? George Groban. My favorite one.
He was the opening act.
George Groban.
I need some sleep.
Yeah. That's hard for me because I didn't get really zoned in on really listening to music hardcore till like extremely late 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe 88, 89 is when I started like that's when I bought those tapes that I was like, we always listened to music in the house, but it was like whatever my sister's records were, or, whatever they were.
Like a table right here.
I know, we really should.
And something
we should. Like coffee with Ola, but it's coffee with Lala.
Put like 2 recliners or something.
No. We should do that. We should get better at this after 234 episodes. Is it really 200? It's not 324.
I think it might be 3. Yeah.
Episode 324.
See? It was your Nelson.
My gosh.
My Phillips. My Wilson. Wilson.
So I can't even, off the top of my head, I can't even think of like a very famous one-hit wonder from the 80s. I don't. In my mind, I can't even think of one.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had Googled 80s one-hit wonders, that would have been.
And then it would have been like, oh yeah.
Oh, that was a one-hit wonder?
That was a one-hit? Oh wow. Yeah. I really like that song. I think most 80s songs were one-hit wonders.
There was a lot.
There's only like a very, very like heavy metal or hair band or whatever, glam rock or whatever. Yeah. And then there were the, Madonnas in the 80s. It just seemed like that was it.
Pop.
That you listened to. It was either metal, because I mean everybody listened to metal.
Not real metal.
No, I mean glam metal.
Yeah, like Bon Jovi and Def Leppard.
Right, like that stuff. But it was like on everything.
Not Megadeth.
No.
It was not everybody was listening to Slayer.
No, but it was on
86.
everything. Like on movies, teen movies, you always heard that electric guitar or what I'm saying? It always had that sound in the in the 80s. You just heard that always in the 80s. So hearing there was only a few that were just like outside that bubble. Anything outside that bubble seemed like it was a one-hit wonder. Yeah. You've never really heard of those bands ever again after the 80s. Yeah. So I would say the 80s are one-hit wonder. It was just like this, what happened? And then it kind of died.
80s was a weird decade for sure.
For music, toys, movies, television, everything. It was just like, whoop.
Yeah. The music I like from the 80s is stuff that was not popular at the time.
Yeah.
Like Megadeth and Metallica, like stuff that was not radio, wasn't played on the radio quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like mainstream radio and media was not playing Megadeth. Usually, I mean, maybe a rock station in a big city somewhere, but 70s, I think music got worse in the 80s in a way. Pop music got worse in the 80s, I think. I don't know.
We got Michael Jackson out of it.
Hey, well, you know.
Janet.
Yeah. Guns N' Roses. See, all my favorite bands from the 80s are from like 88, 89.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, most of the stuff that I really was just like, it was like,
90s.
oh no, that was 89 and 90.
Technically, it's still the 80s.
It felt like the 80s.
You know, but...
Yeah, my formative years were the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. I was born in 75. You were born in 78. Which, by the way, I can easily find a 1978 Les Paul Custom all day long. Can't find 75s.
I like to say, I don't want one.
You sure you don't want one?
Positive.
Would that not be an amazing present for you? What if I got one? And it's like, this is my 78 guitar because I love my wife who was born in 78. And this is my 75 guitar. Okay. I'll have to do that. It'll be for me, but, you know. What are you guys and girls' favorite one-hit wonder from the 80s? Tell us down below. Jog our memories. Let us know, because I completely drawn a blank. I was thinking, what's up? But I'm like, oh, that's the 90s.
Yep.
And I was thinking, oh, what about Extreme? More Than Words. Oh, that's 90s. I mean, I know they had another hit. So they were like a 2-hit wonder.
Every one that popped up in my head, I was like, nope, that was the 90s.
Oh, 90s. Nope, 90s. Yeah. So there you go. We're not that old-ish. Anyways. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for bearing with us while we missed a bit of time due to sicknesses and birthdays and stuff. I had a great birthday, by the way.
Yes, it was nice.
Had some pizza.
And good cake. That cake was good.
And you got a cake the day before because you hit 10,000 listens on your podcast.
I did.
So the day before my birthday, I bought Angela a cake for hitting 10,000 listens on her podcast, which is a big deal.
Thanks.
Big deal. Significant. We still don't even have 10,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel.
I don't have 10,000 listeners. If I had 10,000 listeners, I'd be getting like hundreds of thousands of listens.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying 10,000 listens is all.
It's still a lot. It's a lot. We have more like 200 consecutive listeners every week. So
I'm thinking one of these days, one of these years, eventually we'll break 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So by the way, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, click the bell and all that. Subscribe, why not?
Yeah. And share.
Share
the love.
Yeah, if you got friends who you think they would like our content, be like, hey, check out this silly couple from Texas.
If you have a Facebook page, share it on Facebook. Tweet us.
Yeah.
Shout
about it.
Shout it out.
All right. Thank you guys so much. If you made it through this whole video, we have a little game, secret hashtag of the day. It should be hashtag 80s. Or no, hashtag Wilson.
Oh my God.
Hashtag Wilson. And we'll know that you watched this entire video. Yay. Type that down below with your question or comment for next week. Don't forget, your comment might make it into comment of the day next week, but remember, it's got to be...
So I can sing it.
Got to be like 1 or maybe 2 sentences.
Yes.
Can't be a big, long thing. But
yeah, we're not doing verses and choruses.
Yeah. Somebody wrote out something one time. This is a long thing. I'm like, we're not doing that. That's not too long. It's got to be short. Concise.
Short and sweet.
All right. Type Wilson, hashtag Wilson. Our videos. Hashtag Wilson down below. I know, like YouTube doesn't like long form videos anymore. We're supposed to be making if I would make 7 to 11 minute videos, we'd probably get more viewers and subscribers. But
here we go. Anyways, concise. Let's do this.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Type a question down below for next week. Oh, well, I'll take for this week, because we're just going to, in a few more days, you've got like 48 hours to type a question that we're going to shoot another Ask RNA so we can stay on target with our stuff and get one out.
Get that algorithm going.
Christmas Day, maybe it'll come out. Who knows?
I don't know.
Something. All right. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
The music needs you.
And you need the music.
We need to keep you young. It keeps you young and beautiful. You made me lose my train of thought.
And we'll keep it alive for the next generation.
Keep it alive for the next generation who should listen to Beastie Boys' License to Ill. And we'll see you guys in the next video. And girls.
Yeah.
And circles.
Bye. See you later. Alligator.
Should have been hashtag Jasmine.
Brown princess. Hashtag brown princess.
Hashtag brown princess.
Hashtag freckles. Hashtag burn disc, what's it called? What do you do?
Mixtape.
Mixtape. Hashtag mixtape. Words are hard.
Mixtape.
Mixed girl.
Mixed girl. That's how you look young. Get mixed up. You'll look younger.
Yes. Forever. Forever and ever. And ever. Never.
Younger than white.
That's right, Whitey.
What'd you say? Did you call me Whitey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
That's how they know you.
Did you refer to me as White Devil? How they know you. Oh, man. Yo, Questa Ocho.